and the little has been coming in that direction. But for now, they have effectively turned Bobi Wine's residence into an FC detention center, and SFC has roughed up, tortured, and threatened one of the lawyers we went with to access that home.
What do you make of Chris Baliomusi's message when he said Bobi Wine is free to return to his home, he's safe, nobody's hunting for him? What do you make of that?
That's either hypocrisy or outright lies or basically nonsense.
Are you planning to go back or not anytime soon?
No, we are exploring options. We will not go back tomorrow, but certainly the day after that, we may go back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is Counsel Eron Kiiza, one of the lawyers of the National Unity Platform and Bobi Wine's lawyer. Some of them who paid a visit to Bobi Wine's home in Magere, Wakiso district. I have a conversation with him. It's going to be a short one. Please join us right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Counsel Eron Kiiza. He's one of the people that went to Magere at Bobi Wine's residency, and he's going to tell us what's going on. Where do we go from here? What really happened? We can officially now say that the Museveni government is not afraid to break the law blatantly in broad daylight.
Yes, they have lost all sense of shame, and frankly, also all sense of direction. Very little seems to bother them, except the sanctions that are directed at the specific individuals who are running the show. And the little has been coming in that direction. But for now, they have effectively turned Bobi Wine's residence into an FC detention center, and SFC has roughed up, tortured, and threatened one of the lawyers we went with to access that home. And they have refused to allow us to access the home unless we have written permission from police, which they know, and which police is not ready to grant because police is not charged with that operation. It's a military operation, and the residents are in incommunicado detention, unable to communicate with, unable to interact with, or be accessed by the outside community, and themselves they are not able to live. And inside the residence is encamped a military detached. There are several military men in the compound, so it's a messy invasion of privacy and dignity, and certainly a violation of their psychological health. It's very, very bad what the Bobi Wine's family is going through. Clearly, opposition politics in Uganda has now been criminalized.
Yeah, and now what people are going to ask is, where do we go from here? Because if now opposing Museveni is a crime in and of itself, do we all decide now to keep quiet and ignore, flee Uganda and leave it for Museveni and his henchmen and sycophants?
That will only be an option of the few. It is not feasible for all Ugandans to relocate from Uganda.
Yep.
Ultimately, some have to remain and face the wrath. But we have to keep the hope despite the monstrous nature of what is unfolding before us. We must have faith that the darkest part of the night is the one near dawn. As the regime nears its end, it will get more desperate, it will get more unruly, more disorganized, and there will be more contradictions with huge cost on Ugandan lives, property, and welfare. But after that darkest period, then we should be able to have a Uganda that is anchored on foundations of freedom and human dignity. So losing all hope is not an option. We have to keep criticizing, calling out, and live with the risks of what what it entails to oppose or disagree with the monsters that are currently running this military dictatorship.
Yeah, you mentioned monsters, and it is true. These are monstrous behavior. What do you make of Chris Baliomusi's message when he said Bobi Wine is free to return to his home, he's safe, nobody's hunting for him? What do you make of that?
That's either hypocrisy or outright lies or basically nonsense, because we have been there. I wasn't. Lawyers and politicians cannot be allowed to access that residence. So who is he saying can access it? So it's unfortunate that the minister is making those statements when he himself has not gone there. And when he knows that it's military that is stopping everyone, and when he knows that the head of the military, he has described him as having a Peter Pan syndrome. So I think he's not being honest with us.
Yeah. Now that you've been chased away from this home, are you planning to go back or not anytime soon?
No, we are exploring options. We will not go back tomorrow, but certainly the day after that we may go back. We are going to ask the police to give us the written clearance they have demanded. If they don't give it, then we'll know that police is not washing itself or its hands off this matter. The police should do its work. Although it's a military detention, they need to write and let the military know that lawyers have the freedom to access this family, that family has the freedom to access, and that they should stop intimidating us. Meanwhile, they have sent a lot of intimidation messages through Kakuru. As they were beating him and interrogating him, they were asking him all sorts of questions about Bobi Wine, about other lawyers they intended to arrest, about how they could have killed him. They tried to break his leg. They beat him up and he was limping by the time we accessed him at police station. So yeah, we will try all sorts of efforts. We shall draw the attention of the Uganda Human Rights Commission. We may even involve court in this process. Although court spoke already in 2021 that such an unlawful detention should stop.
Yeah, my last question is going to be about the grotesque, evil manner under which these folks behave. Do you think, what is the motive here? Because you talk about how Counsel Kakuru was roughed up. They wanted to break his leg. Now they're asking him about Bobi Wine. What are they trying to do? Is it to expose how dark and grotesque they are? What is the point here?
The point is intimidation. The point is that no lawyer should represent Bobi Wine or get close to his cases. The point is that the lawyers, or human rights lawyers, should be silenced and behave like other lawyers who are not talking about this matter. The point is that the politicians who are rallying around Bobi Wine should also lie low, and they have succeeded intimidating some of the opposition politicians who are being blackmailed that, you first swear in, we'll do what, all sorts of nonsense they are spewing. So it's all about intimidation and signaling that they are in charge and that they can get away with anything they want.
Yeah, but I think something that you said in this conversation is never to lose hope, and somehow this dark chapter will come to an end.
Indeed.
Yeah. Thank you so much for all you do, and I appreciate your time you gave to Mordecai Morisa Live.
Most welcome.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, that's Eron Kiiza, one of the folks that went to visit Bobi Wine. I think I have to play you here a video where he was talking. Listen to what he says here. I'll just give you a second of his words, and we shall call this a video. It's going to be a short one, ladies and gentlemen.
English, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see today, we, as the leaders and lawyers of NUP, we approached the gate and residence of Bobi Wine, where his wife Itungo Barbara and other people are still detained inside, were blocked by police. All members purporting to belong to Uganda police, who said that we need a written formal clearance before we are able to access the residence here at Makere. This is, of course, not a legal requirement, but the whim of and the abuse of authority by police. The private family we shouldn't be denied from accessing our clients, our friends, and people whose political opinions we align with. In the process of engaging them, including speaking to the IGP, led by none other than the Honorable Deputy President of Nuku, who still has freedom, Nambeshe, the IGP was very ambiguous and ambivalent, and only told us that the police at the Magere should follow the chain of command in order to allow us. The Magere police resisted that. They didn't even bother to follow whatever chain of command following is about. They simply said they are not allowing us, and they have ordered us out. Not only have they blocked us from entering the residence, but they ordered us backing, and as we are trying to leave, then they arrested Comrade Kakuru Tumusiime, who works with us on these matters. You know him, most of you. They roughed him up, beat him up, and for reasons we have not yet understood.
Yeah, I think he's been granted his freedom. He's been freed. I mean, they said he was taking pictures and recording videos, and they wanted him to delete what he was recording. It is sad. It is dark. It is grotesque what we see in Uganda. Unbelievable. Doesn't actually explain what we see. Like the ambiguity and the ambivalency of the IGP is further explained in the interview I had with Muwada Nkunyinji. It's going to be playing later. Please stick around on this YouTube channel, Mordecai Morisa Live. I don't know what to say. Only to tell you that, ladies and gentlemen, when I was a kid, I looked at leadership as service to the people, only to grow up and find out, hey, there's the Machiavellian way of leadership, and that's what Museveni is employing. Be bad, be grotesque, be tough, be nefarious, and be proud of that. This man, the Ugandan people sacrificed their lives for the ideas of good governance, of democracy, of the rule of law, of respect to human rights, of an economy that booms, of an end to sectarianism, of fight, to end corruption. Name it. He betrayed them. And he surrounded himself with minions and sycophants who don't see any problem with his lawlessness and impunity. Do not lose hope. We must accept the finite disappointment, but never lose the infinite hope. What we see is the finite disappointment. Don't lose the infinite hope. Time is going to come. This chapter will come to an end. That's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mordecai Morisa. Stick around. I'll be back here with the interview with Honorable Muwada Nkunyinji, the area MOP for Chadondo East constituency, where the house or the home of Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert, the president of the National Unity Platform, is located. I'll be back. Stick around.